Iron Sword. Forged by the Cerioli, the legendary weapon masters of Nosgoth, this blade will serve me well in life and beyond. Iron Armor. As it was born from Hellfire, forged by the Necromancer's magic, my armor resists fire and provides me with strong defense. Spiked Mace. The mace is amongst my most useful of weapons, for it merely stuns my victims, allowing me ample time to feed. Bone Armor. Lower forms of undead fall swiftly to deception. With the bone armor, they are not as eager to challenge me. The Axes. Havoc and malice, their presence in my hands keeps me from employing magic. Yet rest assured, they do little to hamper my relish for slaughter. Flame Sword. The sword ravages flesh with teeth of metal and flame, leaving only scorched remains. Chaos Armor. My enemies are quite vicious, and the Chaos Armor extracts from them a heavy price for their bloodlust. The blows are meant for me, but it is their bodies that carry the wounds. Flesh Armor. How convenient. This armor, wrought with the blood of noblemen, drains the blood from my enemies for me, leaving me to focus on the slaughter at hand. The Soul Reaver. Time fades even legend, and the origin of Soul Reaver has been lost long ago. But its purpose remains, to feed on the souls of any creature it strikes. Kindred, this blade and I. Wraith Armor. This armor was spawned in the most impure of spirit forges, tempered from the seething agony of tortured souls. The metal exists only partially in the human realm, causing it to fade between tangible and ethereal states. Sanctuary. The Sanctuary spell enables me to travel to my crypt, where the soil of my grave provides me respite. I often resort to this when I am weak and need nourishment. Sanctuary. Light. While it is true that natural light weakens a vampire, magical light can have many uses indeed. Light. Energy Bolt. The Energy Bolt employs magical force in its rawest form, a messy spell, but a potent one nonetheless. Energy Bolt. Repel. Invoking this spell cloaks me under a protective aegis. Whatever spell is cast at me will be reflected back at the caster, leaving me unharmed. It will only last for a short time, however, before leaving me vulnerable once more. Repel. Inspire Hate. This spell allows me to exploit the petty prejudices of man. Minor grievance would escalate to murderous rage, and oh, the sweet terror when the spell wore off and they saw their hands covered with their neighbor's blood. Inspire Hate. Control Mind. This spell allows me to enslave my enemies, giving me control of their bodies. When I release my grip, their bodies will shrivel and die as I displace their souls and replace them with my own. Control Mind. Spirit Death. It is a spell worthy of the Necromancer himself. This allows me to dissect a creature's soul from its vessel of flesh. For these poor wretches, only oblivion awaits. Spirit Death. Lightning. With this spell I can call upon the heavens to tear my enemies apart with its explosive power. Oh, how their bodies will rupture as the scything energy rips through them. Lightning. Spirit Rack. With this spell, I can tear a creature's soul from its body, leaving its vacant flesh mine to control. Spirit Rack. Blood Shower. Oh, to bathe in the blood of others. This spell is especially useful in the face of multiple combatants. Beware those with tainted blood. Blood Shower. Stun. The human mind is a fragile thing. One minor shock properly timed can render them catatonic and ripe for feeding. Stun. Blood Gout. This spell allows me to use blood from my own body as a weapon. When struck, my enemy's blood would flow from their bodies to fill me with life. 'Tis a risk, yet the rewards are a temptation. Blood Gout. Incapacitate. Through this magic, I can stop my enemies in their tracks. Frozen in time, they can do nothing to hinder their own doom. Sometimes I draw out their fate, for the added fear sweetens their blood. Incapacitate. Incapacitate. The Heart of Darkness. Reputed to have been ripped from the chest of the greatest vampire to have ever existed, Janos Audron, the Heart of Darkness restores vampiric unlife. Life is precious, Janos discovered, as it was torn, throbbing and bleeding from his own body. The Heart of Darkness. Flay. These curious devices hurl bolts of whirling energy and eviscerate my human enemies by stripping ragged flesh from blood-stained bone. Flay. Implode. Of all the methods I employ, this is perhaps the cruelest, causing my victim's body to shrink on itself, crushing bones and rupturing organs till the pressure inside bursts the sack of fleshy skin, spraying its contents for all to see. Implode. Slow time. At times, my magic extends into very exotic disciplines, such as the manipulation of time. I am able to slow time down so I can move about, quick as a wolf, while all others move as though they were mired in mud. Slow time. Font of putrescence. Should this object strike an enemy, rot and decay would instantly eat their flesh and leave only a pool of blood and tissue. For a time after, the toxins are still active and therefore lethal to the touch. Font of putrescence. The Pentalich of Tarot. A medley of death and evisceration. Let fate choose my enemy's demise. The Pentalich of Tarot. Energy Bank. When conjured, the Energy Bank permits me access to mass amounts of magical energy for a brief period of time. However, when the moment passes, I will be drained of all magic, unable to cast even the simplest of spells. Energy Bank. Nupraptor's Head. Alas, poor Nupraptor, I knew him well. Well, not really. Nupraptor's Head. Antitoxin. This cleanses my body of any dangerous poisons. Quite useful with all the filth I find myself surrounded by. Antitoxin. Vorador's Signet Ring. Turning the ring over in my hands, I realized that it was crafted from some strange alloy formed from broken teeth, ground down and soaked in blood. Vorador's Signet Ring. Bane's Antler Headdress. The antler headdress had sustained some damage during battle. Dark cracks sullied the ivory bone. Bane's antler headdress. Dejul's insulating cloak. The cloak of Dejul is fashioned from a strange substance, dense yet pliant. It served to both gather and shield the sorceress from the forces of energy she commanded. Dejul's insulating cloak. Malek's helmet. Malek's helmet crowned with a plume of braided hair torn from the scalps of his victims. Malek's helmet. Azimuth's eye. Azimuth's third eye was a gift from the Pillar of Dimension and allowed her vision into other planes. Azimuth's eye. Time streaming device. Strange runes litter its metallic surface. 'Tis with caution that I carry this mysterious device. Time streaming device. Elsevier's doll. Strange that such a tiny thing, a shred of burlap and silk with a single lock of hair nailed to it, could bring a kingdom to its knees. Small things frequently have enormous consequences. Elsevier's doll. Mobius's hourglass. The hourglass of Mobius allowed him to sift through the sands of time, giving him dominion over past and future. Mobius's hourglass. Anacroth's alchemical scales. The scales of Anacroth, used to measure out unholy substances in alchemy. Anacroth's alchemical scales. Mortanius's death orb. As I touched its surface, calm filled me. Gone was the hunger, the rage that would entice, and only the sweet, dark serenity of death remained. Mortanius's death orb.